are these people?
No intro this week as my intro's glitched out. So welcome to the show. Hold on a second. Gotta do this. There we go.
There you
Welcome
are.
to the show. I'm Angel Rivera alongside Alex Knight and Miss Richie Perfect. That means this is Angel in the afternoon. Welcome to the first episode of the year. Oh my god. I mean, the new year already.
Mm-hmm.
Another year has passed, 2026. And, let's see. Whoops.
Hey, how about
New
those
Year's is.
Patriot players in trouble?
Oh, well. I don't know. Same old bullshit. But yeah. Let's see. Make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. Let me just do that real quick. So we got a lot to talk about this week. From the Ukrainians allegedly trying to kill Vladimir Putin in his home to, let's see, what else
Remember,
we got
Russia is
here?
the evil country.
To Israel, to CIA drone strikes in Venezuela, to Trump and Netanyahu agreeing to a 2-month deadline for Hamas to unarm, not for Israel to stop bombing them.
Don't take my lines, bro.
No, I think I did that one.
Let's see.
Nobody's perfect except for Mr. Perfect.
You're
That's why I
not.
keep telling. That's why I keep telling Kit.
Yeah, Venezuela is detaining Americans in order to pressure the Trump administration to stop, saber rattling against them. So stop an invasion. Let's see.
Looks like Trump's gonna bomb Iran.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna get to that.
That's been his wet dream
Lock
since
and
the
loaded.
first one.
Lock and loaded. Trump is threatening to bomb and start another war with Iran again. So, oh my god, just load. To this is.
Well, I'm sure you saw on CNN that Emma Vigeland was saying that the genocide in Gaza is comparable to what Russia's been doing to Ukraine or whatever she said. I'm sure you saw that one.
Yeah, I didn't really. Yeah, I saw it, but I didn't really.
Did you see that one?
Pay much attention.
No.
Perhaps Angel, you'll show us the clip if you get a chance.
Maybe if we.
She looks more rich as well. Like her hair's more stylized, or.
I was gonna say she is rich, right? She's a rich heiress.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, like us poor folk.
Yep. And let's see. Where is it? Yes, it didn't work. Oh well. Yeah. So let's get into it. Let's see. Oops. No one's in the chat yet, but I would expect people to be in soon.
Maybe they're too hungover.
Maybe. Hope everybody
had
enjoyed
way
their
too
New
much
Year's.
alcohol. I'm in a great mood. They just literally released that, bloopers and mishaps from, all the vignettes. I actually felt bad for Andre. I know we'll probably talk about this tomorrow, but God, I felt so bad for Andre. They're trying to shove him into little cars, and all I kept thinking was, how exactly do you want him to get back out? Like, how would you expect him not to get out of that without getting stuck? Because they're like, no, Andre, really get in there. Try to fit yourself. I'm like, what? I get stuck? What the fuck is wrong with you? But then, yeah. I mean, at the end of it, I feel so bad for Mr. Perfect because it's like, it's right there. It's right there. He's missing it by that much. And you're like, God damn it. Just hit the bullseye already. It went everywhere else.
Also, I read that Mamdani's second consecutive, order or whatever it's called, signing the executive orders, said that he would stop the protests or whatever for, Palestine protesters or whatever he said. I think you may have seen that one, Angel. Did you?
Yeah,
of course he will.
Well, I mean, there we go.
Isn't he a Muslim?
No, well,
he's Palestinian.
In only.
Huh?
In name only.
He's Palestinian.
I mean, how could
let me
you
load.
call yourself a
I'll be
progressive
back. Let me
and
load.
betray your own
You guys keep
people?
talking.
Well, that's easy. Look at Omar.
Yeah,
She betrayed her people in no time flat.
yeah.
All right. Okay. Let's see here. So, yeah, let me get started because we do have a lot to talk about. So yeah. So let's see. So make sure you like and subscribe. We are what 4 likes I see so far. So let's get to this. We'll start off with. Actually, no. I'm gonna end with that. Um. Let's see. No, let's get started with some stories. I haven't decided how we're gonna start the show, so I usually do this pretty quickly. But um,
I'd say you got about 3 minutes, maybe, Angel.
You got 2 hours. Well,
You
less
you,
than.
No,
under,
let's start
you
with
understood
this.
that reference, right, Steph?
Oh yeah, you got about 3 minutes.
Yeah.
I will say this though, the bowling one, I'm glad that he actually does have a sense of humor. Kurt does. I'll
Yeah.
just say this really quickly, and then we can get to the stuff. But he has such a great sense of humor. He goes and tries to get a strike, right? And there's 3 pins left, and he's just like, "Wait, no." I would have been like, "Nope, you let 3
What's up here?
pins, dude."
It's unbelievable. Trump and Netanyahu saw each other 5 times in 2025 alone. I mean, Jesus.
Well, where's my chat? Oh, here it is. Get in the chat. Let me see. There are people in the chat. Like, why is it not? I don't see a chat here. That's
I
weird.
don't see the chat either.
Yeah, people aren't chatting yet.
No, I see them on because I have YouTube pulled up and people are chatting.
Mhm.
Hey, Macy. Yeah, I don't see it either. It's glitched out, I guess. I'm gonna have to go to the
see the
YouTube.
chat?
No, I can't see it. No.
Yeah, it's probably glitched out. So I loaded into the YouTube chat actually, so I can see it. But you can do the
Oh,
same
there's
thing. You guys want to see the chat? Anyways, Netanyahu joins Trump to ring in the new year in Florida. Netanyahu's office said he was the only foreign leader invited to the event. Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu attended President Trump's New Year's Eve party in Mar-a-Lago in Palm Beach, Florida on Wednesday night, days after the two leaders held a meeting to discuss another potential attack on Iran. At the invitation of U.S. President Donald Trump and his wife Melania, Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and his wife Sarah took part yesterday in the New Year celebrations at Mar-a-Lago. Netanyahu's office said in a statement on Thursday. The Prime Minister is.
Have you seen Ben's wife? How she looks, by the way.
No.
She looks like,
There's a picture of her here, I assume. That's.
yeah.
Hold on.
I'm like, fuck you.
Yeah. According to the Times of Israel, other noted attendees, including former New York City Mayor Rudy Giuliani and LT billionaire Hussein Sajwani, along with Trump's sons Eric and Don Jr., and top members of the administration, including Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem, White House Deputy Chief of Staff Dan Scavino. During the meeting at Mar-a-Lago, Trump said he would back another Israeli attack on Iran, quote unquote, continues his conventional missile program and or rebuilds his nuclear program, which is not a real thing, signaling another U.S. Israeli war against Islam is coming in 2026. Trump also claimed that Israel is upholding the Gaza ceasefire, total bullshit, a little bit later on that, despite constant IDF violations, which has killed at least 416 Palestinians since the agreement went into effect. Netanyahu, who is wanted by the International Criminal Court for his role in war crimes in Gaza, which they'll never get him, so don't forget about that, said that Trump would be awarded the Israel Prize, whatever that is, award handed out by the state of Israel that has never been given to a non-Israeli. During his time in Florida, Netanyahu also met Zionist leaders. quote, "You are a representative of Christian Zionists who made the Jewish Zionism possible," unquote.
Ah,
Netanyahu
so
told
he admitted, just said out loud right there.
You literally just admitted it.
quote unquote, "It is hard for me to conceive the emergence of the Jewish state without support of Christian Zionists in the United States, also in Britain, but the main thrust was in the United States in the 19th century." Unquote. Netanyahu also told the group that Israel was protecting Christians, a claim that received strong pushback from Palestinian Christians. Israel has failed to protect Christians in the Holy Land, unquote. Khalil Sijii, a Christian from Gaza and founder of the Ajora Initiative. Israel's bombed churches and killed Christians, including my late father and my younger sister, and has protected settler terrorism against Christians in the West Bank. Netanyahu is a liar and using Christians, quote. Israeli media report Netanyahu has left the U.S. and returned to Israel. His trip marked his fifth visit to the U.S. in 2025 and his sixth meeting with President Trump that year. So, there you go. Oh, now I'm seeing the chat.
Yeah, but only certain ones.
Yeah, but...
Well, anyway, hi CBC and hi Driving Me Macy.
I don't.
Yeah. So...
Oh yeah. Wait. No, I don't see Macy in here.
Oh, he's there.
The chat's glitched out for some reason. Let's see. Israel. In fact, let's just cover this now. I already did that one. Just did that one. Why am I trying to go to that one again? Here we go. Trump and Netanyahu agreed on 2-month deadline for Hamas to disarm. Trump has said that he would give Israel the green light to restart its full-scale bombing campaign in Gaza after the deadline. So, Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu have agreed to give Hamas a 2-month deadline to disarm, according to a report from Israel Hamum, an outlet owned and published by Trump mega donor Miriam Adelson, of course.
Who can barely speak English.
Trump had said during a joint press conference with Netanyahu in Florida on Monday that if Hamas doesn't give up his weapons amount of time, there will be hell to pay, quote unquote, and it would be, quote, signaling that he would give Israel the green light to restart his full-scale bombing campaign. But they never stopped. They never fucking stopped, though.
Yeah, they never will.
What are you talking about? Like, oh, yeah, but I let them continue. I'm going to let them do exactly what they were doing before. Whoops. Excuse me. I had to move this table. Excuse me. Trump has also claimed during a press conference that he agreed to disarm, but the group has maintained they won't give up its weapons unless there is an establishment of a Palestinian state or progress in that direction. A Hamas official suggested recently that the group will be open to a temporary disarmament when it freezes or stores its weapons, where it freezes or stored weapons. So, Palestine, Gaza, whatever you want to call this place, is in rubbles. Quote, we are ready to lay down these weapons. I mean, not to use it for 5, 7, or 10 years as long as we are not attacked, because the second question is always okay. Palestinians have to be disarmed. What about the other side? Basim Nahim, a senior Hamas official based outside of Gaza, told NPR Israel would never disarm and the U.S. will never force them to disarm or end the war. So
yeah, this is not like what's going to happen or what happened in Libya, where we actually did disarm them, and guess what? Now there's open slave markets. Merry Christmas, y'all.
Tripoli was a beautiful city at one point. Now where slave markets are at, literally. I mean, and Trump has been deporting illegals to Libya. Guess what? A lot of those people are being sold off in international slave markets in Tripoli. So Nahim also said the Palestinians won't disarm unless there's negotiations for the Palestinian state, an idea Netanyahu has repeatedly rejected. Hamas has not agreed to every point of President Trump's 20-point plan for Gaza, which calls for the complete demilitarization of Gaza, but outline is good basis for negotiations. So far, Israel and Hamas only signal a deal that outlined the exchange of Israeli captive and Palestinians held in Israeli jails, and the ceasefire, which Israel has constantly violated by attacks against Palestinians and other types of military operations inside of Gaza. Under Trump's plan, quote unquote international stabilization force is supposed to deploy to Gaza to replace IDF troops who are occupying more than half of the territory. But it's unclear if the force will ever come together, since countries initially willing to participate are concerned that their troops may end up fighting Hamas on behalf of Israel. There you
Steph,
go.
you're not typing in the chat, right? Because it says Mrs.
Yeah,
Putin.
yeah,
Oh,
I
you
am.
are?
I'm talking to Macy. Macy's apparently censored because he said something about Netanyahu.
Really? Oh.
Netanyahu is what he said. And I was talking to him, and he's like, oh, "I'm used to it. I made a competition to free speech," and I was like, "Well, in a country that says we have free speech, that's not free speech. Censoring someone."
Mm-hmm.
All right. Oh no, that's the wrong. Okay, here we go. Let's see. So there's consequences to the Israel's war in Gaza, and one of it's Israeli army suicide rate. It's at a 15-year high. This is from today. A record number of Israeli soldiers were driven to suicide in 2025 after participating in the ethnic cleansing of Palestinians in Gaza. 22 active duty Israeli soldiers committed suicide in 2025, the highest number in 15 years, reported on 2nd January. Quote unquote, army officials warned that the upcoming quote unquote post war will be challenging for the mental health of military personnel, unquote, the Israeli Daily wrote. Israel soldiers have spent the last 2 years committing war crimes against civilians in Gaza, encouraged by calls from authorities, rabbis, and media figures to exterminate Palestinians in the Strip.
I mean,
There will be
this
no
would
more.
be maybe a guilt trip of conscience.
Yeah,
Oh no, somebody has a conscience. No, we gotta get rid of that.
This other tweet: there's no problem cutting off water with dramatic music in the background. Genocide strategist Gloria Eland and prominent Judeo-Nazi rabbi Eli Sedan called the cut off water supply to all of Gaza except for designated concentration camps. In the
Again, like
latest,
I said before, it's just so ironic that in Nazi Germany, what they did to the Jews that time, and now the Jews, the Zionists, Israelis, have become Nazis. It's just, it's
yeah, I mean it's ironic for sure. In the latest case, a mandatory service lone soldier from Combat Engineering Corps killed himself in southern Israel on Wednesday. The number of suicides last year was the highest since 2010, where 28 soldiers killed themselves in the wakes of Israel genocide in Gaza, that year officially known as Operation Cast Lead. According to what was this? Why is this popping up? I don't. According to Israeli military data, 12 soldiers committed suicide in 2025 were conscripts. 9 were reservists, and one was a career soldier. So a majority of them were conscripts. So they were forced into the
the
military.
reason
So they
why
didn't even want to be
you
a
had
part
a
of it.
pop up. You might want to make sure you have AdBlock Plus activated or whatever you have.
Okay, that was from the website, probably begging me for money.
No money for you.
Eight of the soldiers killed themselves while at military bases. 5 of the soldiers were being monitored by mental health officers, including a senior drone operator who killed himself after saying he could no longer bear the effects of combat. In September, foreign doctors who returned home volunteering in Gaza said they had regularly treated Palestinian children targeted in the head or chest by Israelis in the Strip. Forensics pathologists consulted by Dutch newspaper, whatever that says, reviewed x-rays and confirmed the wounds were consistent with long-range sniper or drone fire, not shrapnel from explosives. This is not collateral damage. It is intentional, said former Dutch Army Commander Mart de Kroof. According to military source Haaretz, many of those who died by suicide have been exposed to severe combat scenes and incidents that likely affected their mental health. Israeli military data does not include soldiers who died by suicide after leaving active service. An additional 15 former soldiers who participated in the genocide took their own lives in 2025, but after their combat tours have ended. Soldiers who commit suicide outside of active duty are not considered "quote unquote" fallen soldiers or are denied a military funeral, which an army commander would deliver the eulogy and place a special wreath on their grave. So they make them do all these war crimes, they make them do all this horrific shit, and if they killed themselves outside of military service, they denied their military funeral. So that's just like a salt in the wound, basically.
You might as well have just shit in the face of their families as well.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's just we make you do all these war crimes. We make you do whatever. We make you kill all these. We make you do all these horrific things, and your mental health is affected. So you off yourself, and then you're denied a military funeral. Like,
But Angel, don't you condemn
so
Hamas?
Hamas.
Hamas,
So, yeah,
Hamas,
they-
Hamas. Okay.
So I think, as you said, which it is definitely conscience. Their conscience were affecting them. So that's
Yeah,
why I
and
did what they
that
did.
damn old conscience thing, it makes you, like the angel and devil on your shoulders, and they're like, do it, don't do it, do it, don't do it,
Israel's killed 414 Palestinians in Gaza since the signing of the ceasefire deal. The health ministry said on Saturday that Israeli forces killed at least 414 Palestinians and wounded 1,142 since the ceasefire was supposed to go into effect on October 10th, as the IDF continues violating the deal. The health ministry said also previous 48-hour period, at least 4 Palestinians were killed by the IDF in Gaza. Another 25 bodies of people were killed by previous attacks from the rubble as Palestinians continue to dig out the remains, despite the lack of construction equipment due to the continued Israeli restriction on goods entering Gaza. This is just too much. Look at this. I mean, might as well be a city. It's like a place of rubble.
Mm-hmm.
Total
That's what the
679
United States
bodies.
will be. The rich are, going to bomb the poor.
Mm-hmm.
What
Total
they do over
600
there, they will do over here.
Nope. A total of 679 bodies recovered since October 10th, but many more remain, as around 10,000 Palestinians have been reported missing and are presumed dead under the rubble. And other victims are still under the rubble and in the streets, as ambulance crews had been unable to reach them, unquote. Gaza's government media office said Sunday that Israel the ceasefire nearly 1,000 times and put the death toll during the so-called truce at 418, according to the Palestine Chronicle. The office said in a statement that Israeli violations have included 298 incidents of direct gunfire against civilians, 54 military incursions into residential areas, and 455 bombing and target operations against people in their homes. Let's see.
I just
I'll be
wish
right
my
back.
mom would understand all of this, but it's just
My dad too.
Oh.
He still watches Fox News. I'll be right back.
Okay. The statement added that Israeli forces also carried out 162 acts of destruction and bombardment targeting homes, institutions, and civilian buildings, alongside 45 cases of unlawful arrests during the ceasefire period. President Trump and Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu are expected to discuss the second phase of the ceasefire deal, though Israeli officials are vowing a permanent occupation. Quote, "We are deep inside of Gaza, will never leave all of Gaza. That will not happen. We are here to defend and prevent what happened," unquote. Israel Defense Minister Israel Katz said last.
again, like I said, who Israeli names their person Israel?
There it is. They're openly murdering people, and they continue to stay in Gaza because the U.S. lets them get away with it, and there isn't much that we can do here in the States. So all we can do is do this and talk against it, and maybe it'll get through to enough people where the administration changes its mind. But that's naive because they never will. Because the administration, no matter who's president, they're going to side with Israel. No matter what polling comes out and says 60 to 70% of Americans are against funding this genocide in Gaza, it doesn't matter. Polling's meaningless. What the American people want is meaningless. It's what matters is what the Zionists in Israel want. Let's see.
Could you imagine if Erica Kirk became president?
Oh God, I mean, quite frankly, I don't see a Republican winning in 28. Let's see what's going on in.
Well, if the Democrats continue to do this poorly, I wouldn't be so sure.
Yeah, they have ramped up the censorship. A bunch of criminals. Netanyahu, Donald Trump ain't much different. Yep. Let's see. Baseless things. Somaliland denies agreeing to absorb displaced Palestinians. Because I'm not sure if you guys know, but Israel has recognized Somaliland,
Yeah.
one of the only states to do so. And the theory is the reason why they're doing this because Somaliland has agreed to absorb the displaced Palestinians. So they're going to take all the Palestinians and deport them to Somaliland, and then they will build Donald Trump's dream city in Gaza. So it'll be the Riviera of the Middle East, as
So
Donald
it'd be
Trump
just like that
said to
AI
it.
video that was shown, that viral
Yeah,
video from earlier.
yeah. So that's what they want to build there. Their first 15-minute city, in other words, the technology advanced city that has an AI running it. Basically, that's their dream city, and there'll be Trump casinos and Trump hotels and Trump everything. They did the AI video even showed a gold statue of Trump. So it's like, all right. So let's read
I mean,
this.
just go to Dubai instead. Does a much better job
Yeah.
there.
So the Somaliland government says, "quote unquote" baseless claims. Somaliland denies agreeing to absorb displaced Palestinians. The president of Somalia said in an interview this week that Somaliland agreed to take in displaced Palestinians and will allow Israeli military bases on its territory. The separatist Republic of Somaliland has denied allegations that it will accept and receive forcefully displaced Palestinians from the Gaza Strip as Israeli military bases on its land. The government of the Republic of Somaliland firmly rejects false claims made by the president of Somalia, alleging that the resettlement of Palestinians or the establishment of military bases in Somaliland. The Somaliland Foreign Ministry said in a statement. "Quote unquote" Somaliland's agreement with the state of Israel is purely diplomatic, conducted in full respect of international law, in the mutual sovereign interests of both countries. Unquote. So they're denying the story about how they're going to tell these Palestinians. The foreign ministry went on to say that the quote baseless allegations are intended to the international community and undermine Somaliland's diplomatic progress. Unquote. Adding that Somaliland remains committed to regional stability and peaceful international, quote unquote. During an interview with Al Jazeera a day earlier, Somali President Hassan Sheikh Mohammed alleged that Israel has demanded from Somaliland's terms that the breakaway state receive displaced Palestinians from Gaza and allow the establishment of Israeli military sites. According to Mahmoud, Somali intelligence confirmed Somaliland accepted 3 Israeli conditions in exchange for recognition, specifically on the resettled Palestinians, the Israeli military base in the Gulf of Aden coast, and accession to the Abraham Accords. Israel said last week that the first state to formally recognize, which broke away from Somalia in 1991, but had been recognized by any UN member state. Somali officials have slammed the move. Somali Prime Minister Hasma Barre said that Israel was, quote, searching for a foothold in the Horn of Africa, unquote, and called on it to recognize and accept the Palestinian state and said, President Hassan Sheikh Mohammed Mahmoud reference to the move as a, quote, naked invasion, unquote, and said it poses a, quote, threat to regional stability, unquote. Again, let's see. Okay. Several Arab, Islamic, and African states have condemned the Israeli decision. Israel's move was rejected by most members of the UN Security Council at an emergency meeting in New York. The Israeli government has been aiming for Somaliland to serve as a protection for Palestinians that Tel Aviv aims at forcefully displaced from Gaza, according to multiple reports in the past year. After Trump announced plans to expel the Strip population and transform Gaza into Riviera, talks to relocate large number of Palestinians reportedly began with several African states, including Somaliland and Morocco. Trump walked back his comments earlier this year, but efforts to expel Palestinians have continued. Israeli news outlet I-24 reported that the recognition of Somaliland comes after months of secret negotiations between the two states. The leaders of Yemen's Ansarallah resistance movement, Abdul Malik al-Houthi, warned in a speech on 28 December that any potential Israeli presence in Somaliland can be considered a military target for the Yemeni armed forces. Quote, any Israel presence in the Somaliland region will be considered a military target for our armed forces as it constitutes an aggression on Somalia, and a threat to the security of the region, quote unquote. He said, quote, we will not accept that part of Somalia to be turned into a foothold for the Israeli enemy at expense of Somalia's independence, sovereignty, and the security of the Somali people in the region and the Red Sea. So the only reason they recognize this state is because they want the Somaliland people, their government, to take all these funds in. They're denying the story, so I don't know what is true and what isn't true. But it's interesting that Israel is one of the only states to recognize this country. So they do that unless they're not getting something in exchange for that.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Cord says, quote, hashtag hands off Somalia.
Mm-hmm.
Somaliland, it sounds like something Disney would create. Yeah, I mean, it does sound, it's like they broke away from Somalia and basically became Somaliland. Let's just call ourselves Somaliland. So yep, there you go. um mm. U.S. bombs 7 countries in 2025 as Trump dramatically expanded airstrikes. Of course, 7 more countries get bombed. 2025 saw a major increase in U.S. strikes due to President Trump's loosening the rules of engagement for military commanders and launching new into Africa and Latin America.
Soon he's gonna
According
run
to
out
a
of
report,
fucking bombs.
he would.
Just like
I mean,
Obama,
like
yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he would. Um, According to a report from the Armed Conflict Location and Event data released early this year, Trump launched nearly as many airstrikes in his first 5 months in office as president for his entire 4-year term. And remember, Trump called himself the anti-war president. I'm the anti-war president.
Yeah.
According to
Gabbard calling him the peace president.
Mm-hmm. If Trump of a Christmas Eve attack on Venezuela and reports that it was a CIA drone strike are true, which I'll get to a little later, the U.S. has bombed 7 countries this year on top of airstrikes targeting alleged drug boats in the Caribbean and Eastern Pacific. So the first country listed is Somalia. The Trump administration, I just covered a story on Somaliland, but let's get to Somalia now. The Trump administration did an unprecedented escalation in the U.S. air war in Somalia this year, launching at least 127 airstrikes, more than double their previous annual record of U.S. bombings in the country, which Trump said as first term in office. According to New America, an organization that tracks air war, the airstrikes launched in 2025 are more than were conducted in Somalia during the administration of Joe Biden, Barack Obama, and George W. Bush combined. Wow. U.S. airstrikes targeted Al-Shabaab in the south and a small ISIS affiliate based on caves in the northeast region. There have been some reports of civilians being killed in U.S. airstrike operations conducted by U.S.-backed forces in recent months. Overall, it's difficult to ascertain the situation on the ground in Somalia, as there's virtually no U.S. media coverage of the air war, despite the unprecedented escalation. By the way, the U.S. media would never cover this because it's boring and they want to cover up for and their war crimes in Africa. There's barely any coverage of the war crime U.S. media. So all they want to focus on is Jeffrey Epstein and files and crap that doesn't really matter.
Yeah, and the so-called progressives don't talk about that stuff either.
They don't talk about Africa. All these anti-war progressives, all they want to do is talk about Epstein the Epstein files, which we learned nothing new. I mean, we all knew Trump was a piece of shit and he likes young girls. So we learn anything new. The U.S. backed government, which is based in Mogadishu, is also known for arresting and restricting journalists who report critically of Somalia's security forces, and Al Shabaab maintains restrictions on internet use in the area under its control. The next country Trump bombed is Nigeria, which we talked about a possible war there because Donald Trump claims that he wants to protect Christians in Nigeria. President Trump launched the first known U.S. missile strikes in Nigeria on Christmas Day, which were conducted by U.S. warship in the Gulf of Guinea. The Nigerian government's two major Islamic State terrorist enclaves in the forests of the Tangaza district in Nigeria's northwest Sokoto state, an area which is not known for a major hub of ISIS affiliated militants, raising questions about why it was the first U.S.'s first target. U.S. missiles also fell on two villages that were not the intended targets, according to the Nigerian government, destroying several homes and scaring residents. Some random villages that, and let's just call it a mistake. It's fine. Nearly a week after the U.S. strikes, it's unclear whether there are any casualties among ISIS-affiliated militants. Analysts suspect the target was the Lakura, an army linked to ISIS. So they're just attacking random groups that allegedly are connected to ISIS. Again, why is this doing this? Sorry. Jeez. Let's see. U.S. missiles also available, blah, blah, blah. So, yeah, I finished that. Now, Yemen. Yemen, which the Saudis have been doing a genocide for years now. The Trump administration launched a heavy bombing campaign in Yemen, starting on March 15th in response to the Houthis, officially known as Ansar Allah, opposing their blockade on Israeli shipping due to Israeli violations of the short-lived Gaza ceasefire signed back in January. So the U.S. campaign dubbed quote, Operation Rough Rider was especially brutal and killed more than 250 civilians, according to Air Wars. Strikes including the April 17th bombing of the Ras Isa fuel depot, port, which killed 80 civilians. A few days later, the U.S. bombed a migrant detention facility in Sada, Yemen, killing 68 African immigrants. The Operation Rough Rider ended with a siege between the U.S. and the Houthis on May 6th. The U.S. failed to stop Houthi attacks on Israel and Israeli-linked shipping, which only ended after the Gaza ceasefire was signed in October. So it's another country we've attacked, which is Yemen. Let's get to Didn't we leave Iraq? Nope, apparently not. We're still bombing them to some scenes. And Syria, even though we already ousted Bashar al-Assad, and now we have a little former Al Qaeda commander in Syria, but we're still bombing the shit out of them. The U.S. launched airstrikes in Iraq and Syria earlier this year under the U.S.-led anti-ISIS coalition and several thousand troops in both countries. On December 19th, the U.S. launched significant airstrikes in Syria that it claimed targeted ISIS in response to the December 13th attack in central Syria that killed 2 U.S. national American civilian interpreter. However, the attack that killed Americans was launched by a member of the Syrian government security forces and was not claimed ISIS. So what an excuse. ISIS killed 3 Americans. No, but it turns out it was Syrian government, those 3 Americans. But let's just claim it was ISIS so we can bomb them to smithereens again. The administration has made an ally out of the new Syria, despite the fact that it's led by Harat Tahrir al-Sham, an offshoot of Al Qaeda, and has absorbed foreign jihadists into its military, putting U.S. troops at risk of more insider attacks. U.S. troops now regularly conducting raids with both Syrian government fighters and members of the Kurdish-led SDF against suspected ISIS members. CENTCOM said on December 30th that its forces and partners killed or captured nearly 25 ISIS operatives in Syria since the December 19th airstrikes. By the way, didn't Donald Trump destroy ISIS in his first term? That's what he claimed. ISIS was gone within a few weeks. Apparently not, because they're still killing ISIS to this day.
He killed Soleimani.
Yeah, that's the only thing. Is like, oh yeah, we ended ISIS.
Yeah, Soleimani.
The next country we bombed is Iran. President Trump became the first U.S. president to bomb Iran in June when U.S. B-2 bombers armed with 30,000-pound bunker busting bombs and submarines firing Tomahawk missiles targeted Iranian nuclear facilities. The U.S. also supported heavy Israeli airstrikes across Iran, which killed more than 1,000 people over the 12-day war. The U.S. jets that were bombing Iran and spent billions of dollars intercepting missiles that were fired at Israel.
And then
Many
Iran
Iranian
struck back.
Yeah, many Iranian missiles made it through the U.S. and Israeli air defenses, which ultimately what led to Israel agreeing to a ceasefire for 12 days. Another U.S.-Israeli war in Iran seems likely in 2026. I agree, it is very likely, as Israel is seeking for more attacks. With Iran's conventional missiles being the pretext, President Donald Trump said on Monday that he would support an Israeli attack on Iran if it, quote, continues its missile program or rebuilds its damaged nuclear facilities.
And we'll get to see Ron Williams being guided by the beauty of the missiles or whatever he said.
Yeah, it was the beauty of our missiles. Except that I have the boom, 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 Tel Aviv. This is what you get for all your evil deeds. I have that stuck in my head now. Payback is a bitch.
The Trump. So let's get to the Caribbean and Eastern Pacific. Administration began conducting a bombing campaign targeting boats in the Caribbean Sea near Venezuela that it claimed were carrying drugs on December 2nd. To this day, the administration not presented a shred of evidence that the boats are carrying drugs. And even if they were, it's not jumping to smithereens and killing them. The U.S. military could very easily just arrest them.
It is it is actually in their eyes. Because they don't give a fuck.
Yeah. The attack started as part of the pressure campaign against Venezuela aimed at President Nicolas Maduro. Later launched into Eastern Pacific Ocean, where a majority had now been launched. According to numbers released by the administration, a total of 30 strikes have been launched and 107 people have been killed, but are extrajudicial executions that clearly violate U.S. and international law. The first U.S. president to do extrajudicial bombings or executions was Obama, when he bombed the Ammar al-Awlaki and his son. Murdered them, and it was, I forget where it was, somewhere in the Middle East.
And he tortured
Yep. So now Trump is taking it to his logical conclusion, which is bombing random people, and I'm sure he'll basically say, well, Obama did it. Well, why can't I do it?
He's starting to become Tony Stark, in Iron Man when he posed himself in front of the bombs dropping. That's what he
did. Throughout the bombing campaign, they provided no evidence to back up his claims that the boats were carrying, and admitted that is not knowing the identities of all the people it's killed. So let's get to Venezuela, which I'm going to get to probably after this, which basically claims the CIA actually bombed inside of Venezuela in their territory. So even though Venezuela is actually denying that they were bombed, and the administration's kind of backpedaling from that. President Trump has claimed the U.S. launched an attack inside of Venezuela 4th that it blew up a quote-unquote major facility where boats were loaded with drugs. According to the Venezuelan government, this was there's some sort of plant which they make, I forget what they make there, bombs, and it wasn't drugs, it was something else, and they accidentally exploded. So that was what their claim was. So they're not admitting that the U.S. actually bombed them. But, after his comments, U.S. media reports citing anonymous officials, the CIA conducted a drone strike targeting a dock facility the U.S. believed Venezuelan gang Tren de Aragua. U.S. officials speaking to the media outlet said there was nobody present at the facility at that time, and there were no casualties. At this point, the attack hasn't been confirmed by the Venezuelan government or sources in Venezuela. The strike marks a major escalation in U.S. aggression against the country, which has also involved a naval blockade and the seizure of 2 tankers carrying Venezuelan oil. The Trump made it clear his goal in his campaign against Venezuela as regime change, while using false claims that Maduro's government is a quote-unquote cartel as a pretext. There's no sign Trump is willing to back down against Maduro, making a full-blown war with the country likely in 2026. So those are the countries who attacked. And I suspect there'll be even more countries in 2026, in 2027, and 2028. So we have a long time before a new president comes in. And that new president will continue all the bombing campaigns. So we have no hope of ending this anytime soon. Let's see. Major Accord Lord says, just imagine you're out in your boat and the full weight of the U.S. military is used upon you. Unfortunately, I won't notice because I'll be blown to smithereens. So it's not like I actually would notice, that I got bombed, because if you're bombed by the U.S. military, your body just explodes in smithereens and you're just dead. Let's see. Where is it? No, here it is.
I haven't said this all day, but suck a dick.
There you go.
That's one for y'all.
Let's see.
Yeah.
CIA conducted a drone strike in Venezuela. So far, the
You
alleged
also have
attack.
Ron Simmons saying "damn."
I don't. But I should probably. I don't. I don't. I should put it there though. President Trump has claimed that the U.S. has knocked out a big specific as part of his U.S. campaign targeted alleged drug boats in Latin America and against Venezuela. CNN later reported on Monday the CIA conducted a drone strike on the port facility in Venezuela, if which is true, would mark a major escalation against the country. So far, the Venezuelan government has not confirmed those claims. Trump first made the comments in an interview with WABC radio on Friday when discussing the U.S. operations against alleged drug boats in the quote, and we have knocked out. I don't know if you read or saw. They have a big plan or a big facility where the, where the ships are from. 2 nights ago, we knocked that out, so we hit them very hard. He said.
He
I'm
doesn't
reading.
even say, it's not the ships, the ships.
Yeah, I'm reading verbatim, by the way. So that's really what he was quoted in saying. The president was asked by a reporter on Monday about the comments and whether the alleged attack was conducted by the U.S. military. He said, "Well, it doesn't matter, but there was a major explosion in the dock area where they loaded up the boat. No evidence for that, by
And
the way.
even so, it's none of our fucking business."
Yeah.
Yeah, they said none of your fucking business. Go suck a dick. That's two.
Describing the target of his implementation area that is no longer around. Unnamed U.S. officials speaking to the New York Times claimed that in the WC interview, Trump was referencing a drug facility in Venezuela that they said that he was eliminated. Sources speaking to CNN, the facility was allegedly used by the gang Tren de Aragua, and that there were no casualties because nobody was present at the time of the attack. Trump also claimed that the attack occurred on December 24th. The same day was an explosion at a warehouse in Venezuela's northern state of the company that owns the warehouse, Primasol, which specializes in chemical supplies for livestock feed. Okay, that's what it was. And other purposes, said in a statement that it rejected unspecified allegations about the incident that were circulating on social media, referencing claims that the blast may have been caused by a U.S. attack. So what really happened apparently is that a chemical supply for livestock feed warehouse exploded by accident. Major party aggression against Venezuela has been a psychological campaign aimed at scaring the Venezuelan president Nicolas, involving leaks to the media about the U.S. plans to bomb the country. Back in October, Trump said he had authorized a covert CIA operation inside of Venezuela. The U.S. spy agency had previously conducted cyber attacks in the country during his first administration. Any U.S. attack on Venezuela would be illegal under the Constitution, which required congressional authorization. Nobody cares about that anymore. Antiwar.com references that nearly every article, but the Democrats don't care, Republicans don't care, doesn't care. So it's true. I'm not saying it's a lie, but nobody cares. Nobody in Washington cares, at least. The Trump administration has been clear that its goal in its campaign against Venezuela is the ouster of Maduro, while using false claims the government is a cartel as a pretext. The U.S. has been enforcing aid on Venezuela, which has so far involved the Caesar seizure of 2 tankers, a step that is traditionally considered and has been strongly denounced by UN experts as illegal aggression. By the way, that's piracy. That's not just it's an illegal operation. It's just piracy. Let me take your ship. Oh yeah, by the way, this is ours now. Not much you can do about that. There's no right to enforce unilateral sanctions to an armed blockade. For human rights experts said last week. Don't put your name to it, by the way. I mean, this is this is for human rights experts.
I forgot something. Hang on. I forgot something. Kieran has not been here for a couple of weeks, so Kieran doesn't know about the special, like a angel in the afternoon, and Mrs. Witchy Perfect goes topless if we reach 40 likes. So that's for you, Kieran. 2026, baby.
So we're at 11 likes now. So get those likes up. There's no right. The illegal use of force and threats to use further force at sea and the land gravely endanger the human right to life and other rights of Venezuela and the region. Again, the U.S. doesn't care.
Right to life. They can't even do right to life here. They just pretended.
Yeah, I love these international experts talking about right to human life and other rights in Venezuela and the region.
That only works if you're a fetus.
Yeah, I know that the U.S. basically created the UN, but still, we wrote in all that flag about human rights and international law and stuff. We never intended on following through with any of that. And in fact, we expect every other country to follow international law. Oh, by the way, except for Israel. I mean, I forgot about that. But the U.S. and Israel, only countries don't have to follow international law. The rest of the world does. And if they don't, then they get charged with war crimes and they get charged in the international, even though the International Criminal Court is toothless and has no way to exert their authority. So, and they don't even have authority. So I don't know why I said it like that. But and by the way, the ICC has not charged Donald Trump with war crimes. So that tells you everything you know about.
Why would they? Why would they? And yes, that was a good fetus joke, I think. Okay. Anyway, why would they? Again, everybody is above the law. If you're rich, if you're poor, you're fucked. Yeah. I mean, that's where they pretty much get into it. I got my second wing now, so I'm probably gonna
Biden said no one is above the law.
But he should have put an asterisk there, and except for rich people and rich pedophiles.
Yes,
except for all rich people, U.S. and Israel, and wealthy people in general.
Yes. So,
except,
like I said, if you hit the like button, guys, hit that like button. We get to 40 likes, and Mrs. Witchy Perfect goes topless.
Hold on, let me just. Where is that? No. Hell yeah.
Shouldn't we get to the Putin thing?
China.
Before we run out of time.
Oh yeah, we'll get to that.
Oh, we have plenty of time. It's only what?
Yeah.
7:58.
We'll get to that, definitely. I mean, I'm going to get to that. Venezuela detains Americans and been growing U.S. pressure. So now the Venezuelan government has kind of been, they're desperate enough to detain Americans to negotiate with the U.S. to stop their wars. Here's the problem. They're not prominent Americans. They're just random Americans who happen to be Venezuela. So they're detaining like random Americans that are not famous or not powerful. So the U.S. doesn't care.
Not only does the U.S. not care, they really just literally shit on themselves.
Yeah.
They will shit in the face of your guys.
Yep.
You think you...
What the fuck they're doing.
Right. You think they care about kids? They don't even care if you have a child. What they care about, or they pretend to care about, are fetuses. Yeah, fetuses. Yeah. Because a fetus can have a gun and has all the rights of every American, and I have rights of nobody. My fetus really has all the rights.
Venezuelan security forces detained several American months since the Trump administration began a military economic pressure campaign against the government of the South American nation. According to U.S. official familiar with the matter, some of the detainees face legitimate criminal charges, while the U.S. government is considering designated designating at least 2 prisoners as wrongfully detained. Those arrested include 3 Venezuelan American dual passport holders and 2 American citizens with known ties to the country, said the official, who spoke on the condition of anonymity because I speak publicly. This sentence always appears in these articles. Said the official spoke on the condition of anonymity because the person was not authorized to speak publicly. This sentence appears in most of these articles that, quote unquote, a U.S. official said. The president, Nicolas Maduro of Venezuela, has long used detained Americans, whether guilty or innocent in serious crimes, as a bargaining chip in negotiations with Washington.
You're half right. It's English, motherfucker. Do you speak it?
Or
his greatest adversary.
Holy Ray would say, English.
Yeah. Bubba Dudley. English.
Yeah.
Scott Steiner.
Oh,
we were talking about that earlier.
Motherfucker, do you speak it?
See? I got it right.
Let's see. President, the release of Americans held overseas a priority in his 2 presidencies, and sent envoy Richard Grenell to Venezuela to negotiate a prisoner deal days after the start of his 2nd term. The ensuing period of talks between U.S. and Venezuela resulted in the release of 17 American citizens and permanent residents held in Venezuela. But the Trump administration's decision to suspend those talks in favor of military economic pressure campaign against Mr. Maduro put an end to the prisoner releases. The number of detained Americans in Venezuela began to rise again in the fall, according to the U.S. official. The rise coincided with the deployment of a U.S. naval armada in the Caribbean and the starts of airstrikes against the boats that Washington says transports drugs on Mr. Maduro's orders.
I spit in the face of people who don't want to be cool.
Again, there's not a shred of evidence for that, but the U.S. doesn't care. The U.S. further escalated his pressure
he was
campaign
so not cool.
this month, targeting tankers carrying Venezuelan oil and paralyzing the country's biggest source of exports. More piracy by the U.S. and continue doing that. The U.S. Embassy in Colombia, which deals with Venezuelan affairs, declined to comment on American detainees in Venezuela and referred questions to the U.S. State Department because the U.S. doesn't have an embassy in Venezuela because the Venezuelan government expelled them right after, I think it was during the Biden administration. Not even, unless I'm wrong on that. I know the Venezuelan government expelled all U.S. diplomats. The State Department did not respond to her request for comment. Venezuela's communication ministry, which handles press releases, did not respond to a request for comment. Why would they respond to the New York Times? It just does basically propaganda for the U.S. government and does manufacture consent for all their wars. The identity of most Americans in Venezuela in the recent months are unknown. The family of traveler named James Lucky Lange of Staten Island in New York City reported him missing soon after he crossed Venezuela's volatile southern border in early December. Oh yeah, let me go into Venezuela as an American, as a gringo, and wonder why he disappeared. Come on, be smarter. If you're an American, be smarter. Don't go into Venezuela right now.
Be smarter, and they got people eating their own dirt. Eating their own shit is what I meant to say, but I was trying to be nice.
The U.S. official said that Mr. Lucky Lange, 28, is among the recently detained and is one of the 2 Americans who may be designated as wrongfully detained prisoner. Mr. Lucky Lange is the son of musician Diane Lucky, who performed as Q Lazarus and is best known for 1988 single "Goodbye Horses." So he's a son of a rich woman. That's what it is. Because I wonder why they care about him so much. Now it makes sense. Travel enthusiast and amateur martial artist fighter Mr. Lucky Lange in commercial fishing in Alaska after graduating from college, according to friends and family. So I guess this is him. He's really skinny. He embarked on a long trip across Latin America in 2022 following the death of his mother. His father died this year. So I'm sorry to hear that, but it's not that smart to go into Venezuela, especially right now. Quote, he has been traveling around what to do with his life. Again, I wish I could do that. I wish I can just, I'm gonna pick up my bags. I'm gonna travel in American countries and figure out what to do with my life. I don't have a
Or
rich
or
mother.
you can take your ball and go home.
Yeah, I wish I had a rich mother that would I'd bring in money for me even after her death in order to travel the world in order to figure out what I want to do in my life. Let's see. Miss said that woman, a filmmaker who worked with Mr. Lucky Lange for a documentary about Q Lazarus. He has had so much loss. I'm sure the money from his mother's music helps him, Mr. Lucky Lange wrote in his blog in early December that he was doing research on gold mining in the Amazon region of Guyana, which borders Venezuela. On December 7th, he wrote a friend that he was at an unspecified location in Venezuela and that he last spoke to his family the following day. He said that he was heading to Caracas, where he's planning to catch a flight on December 12th that would eventually bring him home to. Not smart. Again, just catch a flight in Colombia. That would have been a lot easier than going into Caracas in order to fly out of there.
I mean, he's one brain cell away from eating his own shit.
Mhm.
That's the joke. That's the joke.
Yeah.
This is like, I don't know what to say.
This is just dumb. He's just a rich kid that was naive enough to think he can go into Venezuela. And
How about you get a real job,
visit.
like in manufacturing or, I don't know, maybe AI.
Yeah.
That's the way of the fucking future.
It is unclear if Mr. Lucky Lange to Venezuela, as the country's law requires American citizens. I bet he didn't have a visa, and he decided to go in. And it's like, oh well, I'm famous. My mother's famous at least, so I think I can get away with this. His aunt and next of kin, Abby Lucky, said in a phone interview that she has not been contacted by U.S. officials and is seeking any information about his whereabouts. I don't think the U.S. officials know where he's at exactly. Some American citizens who have been released from prison in Venezuela or earlier this year have described abusive conditions and lack of due process. Many were not charged with any crimes, and few were convicted. You're Americans, and Venezuelan hates Americans right now for what Trump is doing. So I'm not shocked that they kicked your ass and maybe did some stuff to you that they shouldn't have. Peruvian, I can't even read that, American named Renzo Human Chumo Castillo.
Yay!
Said that he was
Much
he was
better
detained.
than I could do.
Yeah, detained last year after traveling to Venezuela to meet his wife's family, and charged with terrorism and conspiring to kill Mr. Maduro. He said the charges make no sense. We realized afterwards that was just a token. Mr.
So they randomly just said, "Oh, this guy decided he was going to harass somebody."
I mean, Mr. Humanian Chumo, 48, said he was frequently beaten and received 1 liter of muddy water each day while detained in a notorious Venezuelan prison called Rodeo 1. It was the worst thing you can imagine, he said.
That'd be something that Erica Kirk would
good, say. Because when I'm done with those guards, they be having that muddy water up their ass.
That's something that I think Erica Kirk would say.
It sounds like
bitch.
He was freed in a prisoner swap in July. At least 2 other people with U.S. ties remain in prison in Venezuela, according to their families. Adil Suarez, a U.S. permanent resident born in Cuba, and Jonathan Torres Duque, a Venezuelan American. So it seems like Venezuela is just picking up Americans and trying to get Trump to negotiate with them in order to stop the war. Unfortunately, the only one they may care about is that Lucky Lange character who moronically went into the country expecting to be able to fly out of Caracas.
Hey, how about you kidnap me, Maduro? I can't guarantee I'm going to come back.
So let's get to...
I don't know if she's from the Problem Child movie, but she literally is a bitch that sucks dick, and she's pregnant with J.D. Vance's kid. So she gets around. Oh, suck dick, that's 3. Oh, that's 4.
Yeah.
3, 4.
Hey, Steph, stop.
Yes.
Stop.
Erica Kirk is the blonde girl from the pro.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know if she's from that, but I do know she's a beach. You know that beach.
Venezuela releases more prisoners amid U.S. pressure campaign. Second release of prisoners related to 2024 election protests seen as possible conciliatory move from Maduro. So this is another example of Maduro kind of bending over backwards for Donald Trump to possibly stop his most likely invasion at some point this year. The government of Venezuelan leader Nicolas Maduro.
Dumb.
Oh yes, they can, and they
Again,
are.
it's they almost have no choice but to be conciliatory towards the U.S. government because if they do one thing that they don't like, or if the U.S. government does a false flag operation and claim that Venezuela attacked one of their ships, then the war will start, and we'll be in Venezuela for decades afterwards.
Macy, that can't be true. Are you serious? She's a reality star that dated gay guys. Seriously?
She wasn't a reality show.
Okay, so Charlie Kirk was sucking dick. All right, now we got the story. Charlie Kirk was fucking gay.
Erica Kirk did do reality TV, and I like, oh wow, really? Reality TV. That's why I wouldn't remember her. But she did do reality TV at one point in her life.
Now I got the gist of the story. Now I understand. So she was JD Vance's couch and got pregnant.
Hey, you saw my post from a couple days ago about normal widow. I miss my husband. I wish my husband was still alive, and then Erica Kirk and played a Dudley voice. And
why? So he can literally suck a dick? Sounds like Charlie Kirk was gay,
that.
baby.
You saw that, Angel?
Yeah. The government leader Nicolas Maduro released dozens of prisoners held for protesting his disputed victory in the country's 2024 election. By the way, it was not a disputed victory. Venezuela. Venezuela has one of the most secure elections in the world. Yes. They're really good.
Oh, they all like to suck dick.
The release of at least 87 prisoners comes as the administration of U.S. President Donald Trump has continued the pressure campaign against Caracas. The second release within a week, which some observers have viewed Maduro to strike a more conciliatory tone, even as he's accused Trump of seeking to topple his government and seize Venezuela's vast oil reserves. By the way, this makes it seem like
Call of Duty game is going to take place in Venezuela.
I wouldn't be surprised because, again, those video games manufacture consent for war. It makes war look cool. Every Call of Duty game has that stage where drone strikes. You do drone strikes, and the single player campaign. So
too bad we don't have a game where like they advertise sucking dick. Hey, you want to drive your man to the to the extreme. I don't know.
Well, Steam does have a lot of not safe for work games.
They have a lot of horror sucking dick in there, right?
Yeah, two human rights group, the Committee for the Freedom of Political Prisoners and the Committee of Mothers in Defense of the Truth, confirmed the release on Thursday. The Committee for the Freedom of Political Prisoners. I mean, do that in the U.S.? I don't think so because we're holding political prisoners too. On a morning of January, mothers and relatives have reported new releases of political prisoners from Tucaron prison in Aragua state in northern Venezuela. The Committee of Political Freedom Prisoners wrote on social media. Venezuela's government has previously announced the release of 99 prisoners on December 25th, calling it a concrete expression of the state's commitment to peace, dialogue, and justice. However, Foro Pinan, a leading Venezuelan rights group, said afterwards that it was only able to verify the releases at the time. Maduro claimed victory in July 2024 vote, maintaining that he had secured a third 6-year term. The opposition has alleged widespread fraud, which is total bullshit, pushing results that later verified by independent experts showing that Imond Gonzalez have won the election by a landslide. By the way, total lie. They have no evidence for that. And Imond Gonzalez was an old man.
This is the evidence right here. There's the evidence.
Yeah. Yeah, they talk and he can barely speak. But he somehow won the election.
I was making a joke. What, your fingers? Is that how small his dick is? That's what he was calling it out, right?
No, but
That's how small my dick is.
you know what I was referencing, right?
Yeah, I know. I just think if you throw a little joke in there,
Yeah.
Gonzalez ran in place of opposition leader Maria Corina Machado from standing in the election. Machado recently emerged in Oslo, Norway, after spending months in hiding. The disputed vote prompted widespread protests across the country, resulting in at least 28 deaths and thousands of arrests. Official records show at least 2,000 people have been seized and more than 700 are still believed to be held for political reasons. The disputed election has in part undergirded the Trump administration's pressure campaign against Maduro, who they have accused of running a drug trafficking operation that aims to destabilize the U.S. What the hell does this word mean?
Where?
Undergirded. I think I've heard of that word.
Undergird. To strengthen, secure, reinforce by passing a rope cable chain to the underside of an object.
There you go.
To give fundamental support, provide a sound or provide supported evidence for. And number 3, to lend moral support to. Okay, well, that's what it means. The Pentagon has surged military assets off the coast of Venezuela since August, with the Trump saying earlier this week revealing the first attack of Venezuela targeting a dock allegedly used to load drug boats earlier this week. Venezuela is also the U.S. has also blockaded sanctioned oil tankers entering and exiting Venezuela. Yeah, it's like the Venezuelan blockading themselves. Come on. While simultaneously carrying out strikes on alleged drug boats in the Caribbean and Eastern Pacific, which what rights groups say amounts to extrajudicial killings. Oh, you don't say. More than 100 people have been killed in the strike so far. From exile, Machado is vocally supporting. She has been more circumspect on strikes in Venezuelan territory, while maintaining that Venezuela has been invaded by terrorist groups and drug cartels. Any evidence would be nice for that, but let's just keep claiming it. Venezuela's experts have warned that many opposition groups in the country oppose U.S. military action. So,
of course, because they don't want their country taken over.
Even right wingers in Venezuela are against,
because they know they're going to die.
Yeah,
either that or they have to suck Trump's dick. I don't know.
The U.S. doesn't care about left wing or right wing. They just want to attack the country in order to get Maduro out of office.
As The Rock would say, "I want your soul."
Oops.
Oh, that was such a bullshit. Such bullshit.
Yeah, that was just terrible.
They were talking about. I have something to talk about tomorrow, but they were talking about it on. I talked about it on my show this past week.
Hopefully, you're better for tomorrow.
Oh yeah. I'm sorry. Yeah, I had a headache all day yesterday or last week, and I just was not feeling good at all. Of course, my sinuses didn't make it any better, but. So they talked about it on Jim Cornette's show real fast. And I talked about it on my show, which won't be seen till the end of January. But I think it bears repeating. You know?
Give me some of the pain and let me die.
Russia's Lavrov accuses Ukraine of firing 91 drones at Putin's residence. Zelensky denied the Ukrainian forces launched an attack, calling the claim.
Oh, like we're gonna fucking believe you. Fuck you.
That didn't happen. I didn't do the strikes.
No. I didn't do anything.
Fuck you, Zelensky. Go suck a dick, you asshole.
Sergei Lavrov said on Ukrainian forces fired 91 drones at President Vladimir Putin's residence in Russia, Novgorod region.
I'm sorry, but we're still using kamikaze in the year 2026.
And warned that the attack would change Moscow's negotiating position. For his part, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky denied that his forces launched the attack.
Wasn't Voldemort the Harry Potter character?
He has Voldemort, but
okay, yeah.
Or he who should not be named. Lavrov said that Russian air defenses intercepted all the Ukrainian drones, but warned Moscow would respond. Targets for retaliatory strikes have been already determined. So this actions will not go unanswered, Lavrov said. According to Yuri Yukashov, an aide to Putin, President Trump spoke to the Russian leader by phone on Monday and said he was, quote unquote, attack. The U.S. president, according to Putin, was shocked by this news outrage, stating that he could not imagine such crazy actions on the part of Kyiv.
Oh, a good thing that Trump
said.
actually said.
Yeah, Trump is backpedaling from having anything to do with that attack, even though the Ukrainians don't act without U.S. approval usually.
Now they've just gone
Zelensky
rogue.
called.
It happens.
Yeah, if this is true, they've gone rogue for sure. Zelensky called the accusation that his forces targeted Putin residents high, quote unquote, and that likely will be used to justify more strikes on Ukraine. With this statement about an alleged attack on someone's residence, they are preparing the ground to strike, most likely at the Capitol and government
How
building.
is Zelensky not gone at this point?
Because he's still a useful village idiot.
What I think is going on here is the U.S. is allowing Zelensky to do this attack in notification for Putin to kill Zelensky.
Or so the US and then the U.S. can say, oh, "Look what they did to Zelensky."
Yeah, they killed our puppet. Yeah, they killed our puppet. We didn't want to kill him. Yes, they did.
Yes,
I mean,
they did.
Trump already threatening.
Thanks, Putin.
They're already threatening Zelensky, so to do what he wants him to do. So, let's see. Ukrainian forces have previously targeted Kremlin with drones, and the Ukrainian intelligence officials have threatened to target Putin for assassination. So there is precedent for this. That most likely they did do this. So. Because they threatened Putin for assassination, they targeted the Kremlin.
The hands are included. Okay.
Zelensky
Does that
suggested
include hand jobs as well.
Zelensky suggested that Russia's accusation was related to his talks with Trump on Sunday. It's obvious that yesterday we had a meeting with President. It's clear that when there are no scandal for the Russians, when there is progress, it's a failure for them. They do not want to end this war and are only capable of doing so under pressure. So they are looking for a pretext, he said. Trump said after, that's kind of ironic because of the one that actually don't want to end this war. And they're projecting onto the Russians what they want to do. Trump said after the talks that the issue of the territory is still unresolved, as Zelensky refuses to cede the rest of the Donbass, a key Russian demand. The U.S. and Ukraine have also agreed on NATO-style security guarantees for Ukraine that will almost be certainly rejected by Russia. So it looks like this war...
Stop dying.
Yeah. Yep. Let's see.
Again, it was just ridiculous when Emma Vigeland said that the genocide in Gaza is the same as the genocide in Ukraine or whatever she said. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
What genocide in Ukraine? As far as I know, the only genocide in Ukraine is the Ukrainian government's intention of genociding Russians and Russia and Russian-speaking people because they don't.
What? Yeah, I was going to say Russian-speaking people, but I was also, the Ukrainians themselves have a genocide because they're killing their own people. Now they're retards and old people.
Remember when all those people they called Jimmy Dore a right winger and a grifter? Well, look at them now.
Well, we all knew that they were grifters.
Yeah.
Ziolan.
Yeah.
Instead of Bigland. Okay. She sucks a lot of dick anyway, so.
Yeah. We are going to see some escalation now. Retired Air Force Brigadier General Blaine Holtz said and made allegations that Ukraine targeted Putin's residence. The Russians have made up their minds and are made declarations about who they believe tried to strike the Vladimir mansion that is owned by President Putin, and they are going to change a negotiable posture. For starters, the Kremlin has already indeed made clear Moscow would toughen its stance on in U.S.-backed peace talks, which seek to end the nearly 4-year-old war. Fear is also that Russia uses it as an excuse to expand.
It did not start in 2022.
Yeah, again, it's just
even start the fire.
Propaganda. The allegation as Ukrainian military launched 91 long-range strike drones at the presidential compound in Novigrad. It sounds like Witcher, but
Yeah.
region on
Well, but
Sunday.
there's no A there. It's just
Yeah.
It's
I nearly
No,
said it.
yeah.
Look, I'm a guy that's Norwegian. Okay. No.
On Sunday
I'm a
night,
witch.
early on Monday. But the anti-air defenses intercepted all of them, and there was no damage or casualties. The Zelensky government rejected this account, calling it a quote-unquote fabrication, and said there's no real effort to target Putin's home. Denial for evidence. On Wednesday, the Russian government and state media publicized various items of evidence said to prove took place, also accompanied with interviews by various Russian citizen eyewitnesses from the night. Moscow's defense ministry newly released map shows the flight path of the Ukrainian missiles or drones that targeted the presidential residence in the Novograd region.
Or Novigrad.
There it is, and allegedly
Norwegian, motherfucker, do you speak
Ukraine.
Steph, Novigrad is one of the cities or areas in Witcher 3.
Yeah, I know. I'm making a joke.
Oh, I wasn't sure if you knew that or not.
Russian, motherfucker, do you speak it? Okay.
Additionally,
Russian is a very hard language.
Yeah. Russia's defense ministry has published footage reporting to show debris of one of the UAVs that have apparently been downed in the attack. The ministry.
I wonder
if I stand corrected. I would like to learn Russian, but
I wonder if Fiorella and Tara Reid speak any Russian at all.
Yeah, but they were forced to stay in Russia because of our fucking government, our own fucking government.
Yeah. The ministry said that is presented irrefutable evidence of a terrorist attack planned by the Kyiv regime on the Russian president's residence. The images feature fragments of drones shot down in the Novigrad region, including those with warheads equipped with special.
It's Novgorod.
Novgorod, yeah, that sounds more right. Equipped with special striking elements designed to kill people. The statement continued, but
or
oh my God, did you just say goldenrod?
No.
Ukraine foreign
ministry. Oh no!
I think it might be Novgorod. I think that's how it's pronounced, Novgorod.
Yeah.
It's pronounced suck a dick.
All right, let's.
How you say that in Russian?
Suck a dick.
Where is it?
As Putin, he knows.
Yeah. That it's laughable that this constitutes proof of Ukrainians tried to attack Putin's residence.
Oh, it's something was not found.
Defense ministry, yeah, probably the video has been released video. What says is one of the Ukrainian drones downed on Sunday night while flying towards Putin's residence in Novigrad region. According to the ministry, drone is carrying a 6-kilogram explosive charge. Ukraine denies the claim. Let me see something. Let me see if this reaches. It's an actual. Nope. The tweet must have been deleted or something.
Oh, that sucks.
Interesting. Moscow is still trying to keep a sympathetic from the White House after President Trump issued a condemnation of the alleged attack on Putin's home. The Kremlin has asserted that the failed attack was also against President Trump's efforts to peaceful resolution of the Ukraine conflict. So the Russians are officially not blaming the White House for this attack. Like they're bending over backwards to suck up Trump as well. So
I thought you were going to say something else, Angel. I was going to say, yes, Angel, come to the dark side, baby.
Let's see here.
Angel, I am your work wife.
Let me go to. Hold on a second. Let me go. In fact, I have a whole thread here by Fiorella, which talks about this. Where is it? Here we go. So, oops, too big. No, it's good. She's having commented on the Ukrainian attack on Putin's residency because, in my opinion, there's some manipulation.
Of course.
U.S. intel knew or was behind it. Zelensky didn't. Putin was not going to be at the location. This will not be real negotiation.
Alone? That dude wouldn't have 2 brain cells to fire up his nose.
This will not derail negotiations, but reinforce
Of
them.
course he didn't act alone.
There's zero way that Zelensky within the Ukrainian
That Jimmy Dore
military
video
intel.
of Zelensky's still priceless.
The one where he's like going like this, like he's some kind of
where
fucking.
he's mocking his accent.
Oh! I thought it was like that one where he's like literally, going like this and shaking his ass, like like he's some kind of fucking Ukrainian whore.
Oh.
Zero ways Zelensky or someone within the Ukrainian military intel can act without approval from Washington's intelligence apparatus. Its sophistication or independent proxies at the mercy of NATO and Washington. Any move Zelensky makes, the U.S. is certainly aware of.
Snorky, is that how you say suck a dick in Russian?
But that's likely. Interestingly, oops, I'm reading the wrong thing. Putin doesn't always stay at the residency in Novgorod, and was knowing to be there, and this was known even publicly. You have to be an idiot to unleash a wave of identifiable drone attacks at an empty local that will gain you no favors at the height of peace negotiations. So this is Putin's compound, I guess, there. And
well, there you go. That's how you say suck a dick in Russian. Thank you, Storky, for looking that up. Though I can't fucking read that, but sure, okay. I don't even know. I'm not going to even try it.
Additionally, Russian military intelligence has fortified the complex and would, of course, figure out such a lazily planned attack. So if the U.S. knew what it means for someone, if the U.S. knew it means someone urged Zelensky to unleash this, it's a trap, and the idiot fell for this and will fall on Zelensky.
Dog turns, I love it. I've seen dog turns with more charisma than Zelensky.
So this is what I said. I didn't read this thread. So if the U.S. knew what it means, someone urged Zelensky to unleash this. It's a trap, and the idiot fell for it, and this will fall on Zelensky, who will be ousted.
It's a trap.
And he fell for it. So
they were showing that this weekend too, or this past week.
What? The Return of the Jedi?
My dad was watching it. What, Wednesday night or?
That's my favorite.
Wednesday night.
That's my favorite Star Wars movie.
Right, I could probably sit here and recite it to you.
But I won't do that. The failed attack will, quote unquote, anger Washington against Ukraine's Zelensky, as Trump has shown. Place the blame on a rogue action by Ukraine that it cannot be tolerated, as Russia knew or has exposed. Number 3, further push Russia and U.S. towards negotiations. And 4, Zelensky will be ousted or murdered.
I really hope number 4 will be true.
Or murdered. Washington gets to play the role of the angry non-participant.
It's a trap.
Once that happens, we would be posting, the dance scene with the coffin, with the...
No, just show the Zelensky doing this.
Washington.
So long, Zelensky, you asshole. Go suck a dick, you asshole.
Russia gets the proof it needs to show Ukraine's Zelensky as a major unreliable player, and both get to remove him from the equation.
See titties shake. So
yes, peace negotiations continue. The UN,
how many likes do we have right now? I just shook my titties for that.
Come on, Keaton. How many is that? Or I guess it's 17. Oh no, never mind. That's the count.
We got 15.
15 likes. 15. There. For 15 likes, you got to see some titties shaking. All right.
Washington and Zelensky will blah. The UN, the EU also gets potential for this. I think that's the United Arab Emirates.
Yeah,
the UE, but I screwed that up. It's a brilliant way to remove a thorn, and indeed has the false flag modus operandi the U.S. is known for, using proxies in them once their use has expired. Now that Russia knows or was informed, I believe it's possible how quickly this has wrapped. So this could be a U.S.-Russia kind of operation to justify Zelensky's removal. most analysts tell you that the U.S. knowing attacks mean they don't want negotiations, but that's the easy 2D view of this. In my opinion, some intel elements inside Washington do want negotiations with Russia on an economic basis. The push has always been there for a year, ever since Trump got back in office. At least they gained nothing from an easily foiled attack on Putin. That's not how intel acts unless it's not about actually killing the Russian leader, but
But remember,
placing blame on
Putin's a
Zelensky,
madman, and we got to stop him.
who will now be fully on the losing end with zero negotiation power and is on the outs. So there you go. I agree with Fiorella's conclusions here because there's almost no reason for any of this. Let's see.
By the way, when we were mentioning Witcher 3 earlier, Angel, I still seen on my Steam that you still haven't bought Baldur's Gate 3 yet. You should.
Yeah, I know. I do need to buy
that.
it at some point.
Because we're friends on Steam, and I've seen that it's still on his wish list, or I believe that's what.
Yeah, it's on my wish list. Right. I haven't bought it yet because I will buy it though at some point. Let's see what else. I'm sure you guys have heard about the whole alleged tape of this woman that went viral recently about the Jeffrey Epstein thing. It was like
which
Katie
one?
Johnson, the Katie Johnson one, the blonde chick that is covered up. I mean, I don't know.
Did she admit that she sucked Trump's dick?
Yeah,
I'm asking for a friend.
We have to see the video to remember.
No, I didn't see it. I'm sorry. I've been too preoccupied.
Well, it's kind of gone viral on Twitter. So,
Steph, is that your new AI photo there, or whatever it is now?
Yes, do you like it?
Yeah.
It says Hex yeah on it. I'm like, yeah, fuck yeah. I'd be a baby face, bitch.
Here it is. I'm not going to play it, but I just want to mention why I haven't really mentioned it. It has gone viral. It's like 35 minutes or something.
Oh, yes.
What the fuck?
So it's this woman. So, yeah, I basically said I went down the rabbit hole and trying to figure out who this woman is. First off, there's no such thing as Justice for Katie Legal Fund and Trust. Like, I looked this up, and it's like all it is referencing this woman here. So there's not any filing for a legal trust for that in that name. Secondly, the civil case was filed against Trump. Epstein was dismissed within a week, so her lawsuit was dismissed, failing to cite an actionable civil rights claim. Third, when a Sacramento News and B reporter tried to contact Katie Johnson over the phone, it turns out a creepy man answered and refused to give his name and claimed that he spoke for Johnson. The reporter refused to talk to him and hung up. I wanted to cover this for my show, but there's no way to verify this video is factual.
Did that creepy man say, "Hello, ladies"? Like that?
Oh, God. Hello, Morley.
Yeah, so most likely this woman was repeating what she heard in the news about Epstein in order to try to get paid for her fake claims. There's no way I can cover this. I have standards, unlike most of the online left. So everybody in the online left trying to pretend this is real, even though most likely it's just total bullshit.
I mean, we all know that Trump is a pedophile. You don't have to make it worse by just faking shit.
Yeah, making stuff up.
The truth is far more worse.
Yeah, so that's why I didn't really cover it fully. I just kind of mentioned it now because it's just total bullshit, in my opinion. It's just he was repeating what she heard about the Epstein case of Trump. She claimed that at one point, I watched the whole thing, and it's like she claimed that at one point, only way Trump likes to get his blowjobs is with a condom, and he complained if you didn't use a condom, he would yell at.
You mean the flavored ones? The flavored ones are okay because they actually have flavor to them, but I've never heard of anyone using a latex condom to get a blowjob.
Yeah, and she also claimed
Noam Chomsky was with Epstein as well.
Yeah, she also claimed that Trump did these rape fantasies allegedly, it basically also was a racist. So basically, it touches on all the blue anon conspiracy theories of Trump, and it's like, okay, well, I know what you were doing. You were just
Did he
trying to
suck a
get.
black dick? I don't. What are you talking about? I mean, what the fuck?
It's like
Or
she
he
was trying
refused
to.
suck a black dick?
It's
I
like she
don't
was trying to
think
justify. She was trying to appeal to the blue anon community and to blue MAGA out there.
I see. Okay.
Hey, Lady Alex.
Lady
Cord
Alex.
Lord says,
Oh, that's Lady Madonna.
"What can I say? Diddled me. Why didn't I think of that?"
Are you the diddler?
So make sure if you guys haven't, please like. We're at 15 likes last time I checked, so let's try to get that to 20 before we wrap up here. If it's over,
Lady Alex, actually, we have Kieran in the audience finally, and he actually already has a suck a dick count. it's up above. It should be 20 now. Kieran, where are we at? Kieran, you're my man.
Baby.
let's see. Hold on. Here we go.
Baby Beluga. There you go. Sucking dick 20. Oh, that makes 21.
Give me a hell yeah!
Hell yeah!
What?
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 Better late
Let
than
me
never.
play.
Oh, you should also put Mr. McMahon's "Shut up."
Yeah, I gotta do that. I gotta find that. So. This is a good one. Hold on. So
Male and
play
female
some-
dick counter. You think
Oops.
us
No,
females
that's not
have
right.
dicks? What? I
here
love
we go.
you, Lady Alex. How about we change Lady Madonna to Lady Alex? You are the one.
Where is it? Why can I? Hold on. Here we go.
Little dicks. Yeah, little dicks.
No, where is it? Image.
I am
Here we go.
humbled. I don't know. I don't have a little dick.
Here we go. Hold on. Let's do this.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
So this talks about why it's impossible to tax billionaires. So.
Elon Musk is interesting. He chose to get paid not in salary because you are taxed not on your income. That's not what the tax code says. You are taxed based on your taxable income. And so what Elon Musk did is when he was building Tesla, he negotiated with the investors and the board. I want to get paid not with a salary. I want to get paid with stock options. And he was awarded these Tesla stock options at about $6 a share. He was given millions and millions and millions of these stock options. And so now when the Tesla stock goes up to $100 a share, now he is rich. On paper. He doesn't have any money in his bank. But if he sold that stock, he would have $94 of income. Now you have a tax because you have taxable income. So instead what he does is he goes to the bank and he says, hey bank, I have these millions and millions of stock options. Would you like to loan me $10 million? Oh, no bank is going to say no. Now he has $10 million in his bank account, but it's not an income. It's debt. Debt is not taxed. Now he gets this $10 million of loans that he can spend to buy a house, to buy a car, to buy food, to buy vacations, to buy whatever you want. To
buy Twitter.
To buy Twitter. And pay no money in taxes. And it's 100% legal.
Where did he get that fuchsia cap?
I don't know. Yeah, so
it's pink, baby.
From Canada, or isn't that who?
Yeah, I don't know who that is.
I mean,
yeah,
he looks great. I was like, damn, that's bold. If you could wear a pink, fuchsia.
But my point in playing this video is basically to explain why taxing billionaires or taxing billionaires out of existence, it's a left-wing talking point, is impossible because billionaires actually don't have an income. But this is what they do. This is what Elon Musk does, Jeff Bezos, Bill Gates.
This is how they get around the rules.
Yeah, this is how to get around the tax code.
Wear the tax the rich dress over and over again. Maybe it'll happen.
It's not good. Yeah, it's not going to work because they have no taxable income. What they do is they get these stock options. That's what Elon Musk agreed to with Twitter. With Tesla's board. So this is the number. He got the $1 trillion and that's all in stock options though. So he's rich on paper, but he has no money. So
well, that's what I mean.
yeah.
Like, so what we do is we take away this loophole and we make him pay tax. Well, not pay taxes, but we make him have an income because he won't have any, and he'll be poor.
Yeah.
I still remember Elon Musk.
Then let him get a real job. You know, sucking dick for $5 a pop.
I still remember his embarrassing tweet when he said he couldn't finish GTA 5 because it involved killing police officers.
No, like he did. No, well, that's because the police officers suck his dick and they work for him. They protect and serve the rich now. Oh, I saw a bunch of piggies around my work. They had some guy in handcuffs. And let me guess, the guy was not white. You are correct. Because he was not white. But they had some fucking guy literally in handcuffs. And there's what, 6 or 7 cops. 2 cop cars, 6 cops for one guy.
I was going to say,
the
just
fun.
for one guy.
Yeah.
That's the fun of GTA. You know, you get to shoot cops and, you know, live out your fantasies like that.
Yeah.
Then if they do a cash out, they roll it into a trust, which is another part of their tricks.
Yep. And then
Because
they put it in
trusts-
the Cayman Islands. Yeah. So
Yeah,
it doesn't
trusts
get
are not
taxed that way
actually
either.
taxed. So, anyways, this is a video of a woman. This is from basically in the UK. You know, imagining what would happen if a person, an Italian person, takes away their land because the Roman Empire ran England for many years. So, something
Isn't
like
it
that.
similar to if they don't steal it, somebody else will, or whatever that meme is?
Yeah, that's that talking point.
Hello, nice to meet you. Do you live here?
Yes.
With your family?
No, I live alone. Sorry, who?
Oh, that's even easier. This is my house.
What?
Sorry, my English is not very good. Is it that?
Yes. See?
Is that a Roman city?
I see. You're joking. It's a
Roman
lovely joke.
city.
Because you're Italian, you think that you own this place because...
No, there is no joke. The Romans occupied England in the 5th century, so anyone of Roman descent has an historic claim to this land. Now leave, my
Historic
family is
claim.
waiting outside.
Oh my God, you're serious.
Yes, my god Jupiter proclaimed it. So now fuck up and peace off, pretty boy.
Your English sounds
Piss
pretty
off.
good to me. Listen.
Too bad you
just
can't
turn
come
up
with a
to
gun.
someone's house,
Come to the door with a
evict
gun.
them, and then move
Move
in.
me,
Because you think you're
motherfucker.
the descendants of someone who lived here thousands of years ago. You know that's ridiculous, right?
Pretty wild, isn't it?
Yeah.
Hi guys, come in! Come in!
What were you saying, Steph?
Uncle Jupiter, I.
That's exactly how it ended. He just shoots him. But that's what the Israelis do in Gaza.
Yeah.
But this is how ridiculous it is when you actually do it in any other country, putting it in their context. It's absurd. You know, you don't get this. Oh, I have a historic claim to this land. Based on what? Oh, based on my holy book.
Isn't that what the white ancestors that came to this planet sorry,
Yeah.
country? Sorry. I'm thinking, well, she said Jupiter. I'm thinking planet.
We come to this
Yeah.
planet in peace. Please, you know.
I meant to say country. Our white ancestors came to this country and went, hey, a bunch of people, get out of here. We claim this land now.
Or like when Shawn Michaels super kicked everyone in the Taboo Tuesday segment.
Cool Island, November 9th.
Oops. Yep. Yeah, finish up. I'm sorry. Yeah, that played by itself.
Oh, that was an ad?
Well, yeah, it's
No.
like, you know, if
No,
you
it's a
watch
video.
this-
Okay.
It's if you watch the skit from Eddie Izzard when he says, we came to the settlers came to this country with people
English.
already on it. You know,
Yeah, so
watch
this is a
Eddie
video.
Izzard when he talks about those white settlers coming to this, where they're like, oh, put some clothes on. I can't do the English accent, but and then that winter they didn't have any food. Say, excuse me, you have some food. I love all this. I love it.
We got like 17 likes. So let's try to get it to 20 before the episode ends.
Again,
Anyways,
if you
this
want
is-
me to go topless, y'all, you have to do 40 likes.
And also have
Anyways.
to do some hot lesbian action.
I ain't got no
anyways,
lesbian ear, bitch.
this is one of those AI. It's an AI video, but explains the
Oh,
history of the federal.
no.
It's one of these Federal Reserve. They explaining the history of the Federal Reserve
we
and
go.
why. Yeah, so It's good. It's a good video, but at the same time, it is AI. So I have to say,
Jekyll Island, November 1910. 7 bankers meeting in secret to create America's central bank. We just can't call it that. The 1907 panic nearly destroyed us. Banks failed, fortunes vanished. We want to control America's money supply, create booms, trigger busts, and profit from both. And how will we do that? We'll create money from nothing, loan it to the government, and charge interest. Legal counterfeiting, my friends. But there's a cost. Every dollar we print steals value from existing dollars. It's a hidden tax that flows directly to us. And it gets
which is what we call inflation. I mean, they keep doing
worse. If we ever get off the gold standard, governments can print money for wars. Endless wars become possible and profitable. Since Americans hate central banks, we'll call it the Federal Reserve. Sounds governmental, doesn't it? It's not. The president will appoint board members, but we'll pick who he appoints. We'll have 12 regional banks. Looks decentralized, democratic even. But New York banks control them all. That's us. You're probably wondering how we're going to get this through Congress. December 23rd, 1913. Most of Congress home for Christmas. Perfect timing for passing unpopular legislation. I'll publicly oppose our own bill in Congress. They'll pass it thinking they beat Wall Street. We'll fund university chairs, write the textbooks. They'll teach our system as economic science. Beautiful. Every American born after this will inherit debt on money we created from nothing. Generational servitude. The Federal Reserve. Not federal, no reserves. But everyone will think it's their government protecting them.
Good afternoon.
There you go. Take the Fed out of your life. Basically, what they do is they print our money and loan it to the government with interest. So they make more money just from printing money, which is why inflation happens, which is why our money is worth less and less. You might as well have, where is it? I had it. I can't. Oh, here it is. You might as well have this. Hold on. You might as well have this. Fake money. This is a
Monopoly
money.
My son my son and my
You might as well have this.
My son and my father were playing Monopoly because my son kicks my dad's ass every time. And I don't play. I'm the banker because I've learned not to play with my son because he wins at everything. And I sucked at Monopoly anyway. That's probably why I'm not rich. No. So, by the way, Kieran, suck a dick. Anyway, but no, like this is exactly what we've been saying. You will own nothing, be happy, and eat sea bugs. From birth, you will own nothing, you will be happy, and you will eat sea bugs. This literally tells us
a Gen Z
Well, tell it like it is. I don't know. See, I don't know that much about the Federal Reserve, so I don't know. I'd have to fact check the AI.
Yeah, it's true. Basically, everything he said or the AI said in that video was true. It was kind of ridiculous in the background when they're all kind of like drinking alcohol and it's like this. So, but yeah, I mean, basically, yeah, that's how the Federal Reserve came into existence, and they just print funny money, monopoly money. That's why I call it, because it's not real. It's not backed by anything. It's just paper money that we agree is
my
worth
son
$20.
asked if we could use monopoly money. He said because my dad had to for a present, my dad I got my car fixed and my dad paid for it because I ain't got no money. I'm freaking broke. So my dad was like, I have to pay my mechanic, right? And my son goes, "Here, Grandpa, give him a $500." And it was monopoly money. I said, "That's pretty good." Yeah,
that's what our money is these days. Anyways, this video is about how the CIA influences influencers. Let me try that again. they blackmail influencers, basically. That's the correct way of saying it.
The way that a Gen Z person might get recruited is, let's just use you as an example. Somebody comes up and says, hey man, I love your podcast. And they say, I have a serious question for you though. Would you consider yourself a patriot? Now I've got you locked into identity. And then I say, well, I have an offer for you, but before I show you anything, I just want you to say yes or no. Would you be willing to entertain the offer? And it might be uncomfortable. Stage one is I show you all of your browsing history, captures from your webcams on all of your phones and computers of you doing the most compromising shit you could ever possibly imagine. And I'd say, I like your podcast. I think you're doing a great job and I want to protect you. I want to keep all this from the public eye. We also want to give you $20,000 a month. So now you feel like you chose all of this. I told you it was going to be stressful and you agreed to it. If you say yes, the reason that you're doing this on your podcast is for your country, because you're not going to call yourself compromised. We have this thing called cognitive dissonance that keeps our brain from thinking I'm a bad person. Even though you're being asked to silence people, not have certain people on the show, leave something out of your podcast, you're telling yourself, and whoever's your handler is telling you this is for the greater good, and you kept Americans safe by doing that. And you'll tell yourself that, and you'll feel good about it.
What happens if I say no?
You don't want to know.
You'll be deleted. Did you guys see that new movie that's coming out with Chris Pratt? It's called Mercy. It's about the fact that AI has now become the court system. And he has to try and prove that he didn't kill his wife or whatever. He didn't off his wife.
Oh, then of course.
It's like Minority Report. It's like Minority Report.
So we have a movie who's going to literally build up the fact that we should have AI be our court system and we should get rid of human judges.
In fact, I read about this. I didn't cover it on the show, but there's a guy that got arrested because of AI. And it turns out it was the AI screwed up and gave the police the wrong name.
And they do that with. I was watching a lawyer at Hampton Law. I think he's with. I don't remember his name, Jeff something or other. But anyway, he's turned around to be the people's lawyer now. Whatever. Yeah. He just told me know your rights when it's to the cops, and stuff like that.
Education.
But he also talks about how the fact that you should turn your location off on your phone because there was a guy. Right. I don't turn my location on either unless I'm doing like the Google Maps or whatever, but then I immediately turn it back off. And he says, do this because I'm telling you, there was a guy who was it pinged his phone pinged 2 cell towers within the area. And he was accused of murder and he wasn't even near the building. He had an alibi. People saw him not even near the person when they were, deleted.
Murdered, allegedly.
So it's to glorify AI. Okay, that was the first point I think I was trying to make. The second one is, and now I forgot. I'm so sorry. I'll think of it. We have George Carlin. George Carlin.
Yeah, so this is a George Carlin joke, or not it was considered a joke at the time. Now it's pretty much nailed what the education system is in America.
Pretty much.
And I've heard this joke. At the time, I thought, this is like hyperbolic and over the top. No, it wasn't. And now, after his death, we realize, no, he nailed it.
Yeah, they're 100%. Trying to make it so that only rich kids get the education, and poor kids, they'll just learn what they need to, and then they'll become the slaves. Of course they are.
The reason education sucks, and it's the same reason that it will never, ever, ever be fixed. It's never going to get any better. Don't look for it. Be happy with what you got. Because the owners of this country don't want that. I'm talking about the real owners now. The real owners, the big wealthy business interests that control things and make all the important decisions. Forget the politicians. The politicians are put there to give you the idea that you have freedom of choice. You don't. You have no choice. You have owners. They own you. They own everything. They own all the important land. They own and control the corporations. They've long since bought and paid for the Senate, the Congress, the state houses, the city halls. They got the judges in their back pockets. And they own all the big media companies, so they control just about all of the news and information you get to hear. They got you by the balls. They spend billions of dollars every year lobbying to get what they want. Well, we know what they want. They want more for themselves and less for everybody else. But I'll tell you what they don't want. They don't want a population of citizens capable of critical thinking. They don't want well-informed, well-educated people capable of critical thinking. They're not interested in that. That doesn't help them. That's against their interest. That's right.
Right, he's absolutely right. I remember now. So
Yeah.
you know how that guy talked about compromising information?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's pretend that you are not a fucking pedophile, okay, and that you are a good citizen. But I mean, who hasn't had sex in front of their phone, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, if you're having sex with your husband or wife, I don't see what the problem is with that. And hey, well, we'll do this, and otherwise we'll take that sex cam stuff we have of you and your husband making love in front of your phone. Go ahead.
It's all
I don't
one
fucking
big,
care.
It's all one big club.
Maybe the kids will learn a few things. Damn it.
Here's the thing. That's because people are embarrassed by sex in general. So when the search history is talking about your porn search history. You don't want out there that you like. I don't
watched
know,
that
like,
one little thing with the horse, like Cenk Uygur.
Yeah, you don't want your porn searches out there. People to know what type of porn you search for on Pornhub or whatever website you use. So
everybody's watching. Hey, if you want to watch me fuck my husband, go for it. I don't give a fuck.
Hey, Anna,
maybe you'll learn a few things or two.
hey, Anna, nice new skirt.
Right? I mean, she has a
we're at
problem.
20 likes.
20
we did make it at 20 likes, yeah. So
still
there
not
you go.
40.
No.
Come on, you guys. If you want to see these titties shake, come on.
Oh, this is a good one. Hold on.
I just
Wait, so Steph, you want to join the whole train?
Hey, it's Mandy Pinkerton. Hey, I love The Princess Bride, all right?
Yeah, so he has this passionate question for not Israel, but the Israeli people in general, for Jews in general. So
I asked Jews all over the world to consider what this man, Benjamin Netanyahu, and his right-wing government is doing to the Jewish people all over the world. They are endangering the Jewish population all over the world. He is the most dangerous thing. To allow this to happen to children and civilians of all ages in Gaza, for whatever reason, is unconscionable and unthinkable. And I ask you Jews everywhere all over the world to spend some time alone and think, is this acceptable and sustainable? How could it be done to you and your ancestors, and you turn around and you do it to someone else?
I appreciate.
That's exactly what I said. They act like the Jews were Muslims.
But he
sorry, the Muslims
Bernie,
were,
though. We're saying it's just Netanyahu and the right-wing government. He sounds just like Bernie, though.
yeah, but he's not wrong though. I mean, Jews.
He's not. I'm not saying I agree completely with him. All I'm saying is, again, he's saying the same thing I was kind of saying, which was, I mean, the Jews act like the Muslims were the Nazis. The Nazis were Christians. They were Christians. They would actually, say their allegiance to God. Forgot means, not forgot, but it's for VONGOTT. Forgot.
Yeah.
So, VOR, not N. But anyway, because I know I took about 4 years of German in my lifetime. 4 years of German, and trust me when I say that this is exactly what I have been saying. It's like the Jews got punished from the Christians, turn around and blame the fucking Muslims. That would be like if I hit an Angel and then Angel turns around and hits Alex. Well, what the fuck? Alex didn't do anything.
Anyways, this is Jeffrey Sachs on Tucker Carlson. Tucker Carlson asked him, which U.S. president ever controlled the CIA? We all know that the answer is none of them, but, let's see.
Who's the last president to control the CIA? No one had actual control over the CIA. Ever. Because most of the time, with one pertinent, horrible example. Presidents have gone along with the CIA. Of course,
That's
the one
because Kennedy
horrible,
was shot to death.
shocking, disgusting example is John F. Kennedy, who famously said that he would like to take the CIA and tear it into 1,000 pieces. And maybe those were his last words, in essence.
Yep.
Yes, very true. And that's why
Those are his last
he was
words.
shot not by Oswald. He was shot by the CIA. His head goes forwards and then it goes backwards. And the top of his head came off and his brain splattered all.
Well, he could have survived if he didn't have that back brace because of his bad back. So that's why he couldn't bend over. So he had to stay. He stayed there and he took those bullets, unfortunately. But he was the only president who tried to control the CIA. Not to control it, but destroy it. Just get rid of it.
Now it's just all poppycock if they say, "Oh, I'm going to get rid of the CIA." Yep. Sure you are. Right after you suck their dicks, right?
I don't remember the last U.S. president that was anti-CIA in my lifetime, at least.
Well,
they all go to the.
To be fair, to be truer than true. And now you guys know I hate fucking Trump. I wish he would literally step on a landmine. But Trump was actually talking about breaking up the CIA, FBI, but it was all just talk. So
I think Tulsi Gabbard was talking about that too when she was running.
It's all just talk. They don't mean it.
Okay.
They're just doing it so that they can get you on their side. Okay, so people like us who are like anti-government or anti-Republican.
I'm sure.
Yeah, this guy literally said we planted, false stories.
He would plant stories.
Yeah.
Yeah, he would literally. This is CIA agent John Stockwell, or former CIA agent allegedly, and he explains here. I'm sure everybody's seen this, but he explains how they disseminate stories into the media and propagandize all of. This is before Obama legalized propaganda in the early 2010s.
And we pumped just dozens of stories about Cuban atrocities, Cuban rapists. In one case, we had the Cuban rapists caught and tried by the Ovimbundu maidens who had been their victims, and then we ran photographs that made almost every newspaper in the country of the Cubans being executed by the Ovimbundu women who supposedly had been their victims.
These were fake photos?
Oh, absolutely. We didn't know of one single atrocity committed by the Cubans. It was pure, raw,
that's because they know where their bread is
propaganda
buttered.
to create an illusion of communist.
They know we would go into Cuba and take it over.
Totally false propaganda.
Yep. Totally
Look
false.
what we tried to do with Fidel Castro. And missed. Of course, I think those were just all faked anyway.
Let's face it, our government has been murderous sociopaths and stealing this land. 100%.
Yeah, and it's not just the Native Americans, which I feel very sorry for. Hey, if anyone wants to see me now, I'll be on a reservation and tending to a powwow. No, I wish. No, it's not just. The problem is it's not just the Native Americans that they hate. It's not just the foreigners that they hate. Now they hate all of us. They're called, they hate us poors. They want to kill us poors.
All right, Trick Williams is on SmackDown now.
Trick Williams?
Yeah, Pump That Trick.
Oh, that guy. Yeah, he's on.
No.
You don't know the rivalry he had with what's his name, Angel?
Well, that narrows it down. What's his name?
Well, that was on NXT on Carmelo Hayes.
Yeah.
And so I don't think Steph watches NXT, but yeah.
No, sir, I don't. I barely watch Raw and SmackDown anymore. I just kind of catch the highlights. But now
you're waking up.
No, but to be fair, I wanted to see the one CM Punk thing, and I thought I was panicking. I thought, oh my god, they're having a pay-per-view this weekend. I'm like, wait, what pay-per-view though?
No.
He said the 5th of January. I'll see you on the 5th of January, kid. I'm like,
that was
what?
That's the 1 year anniversary of Raw on Netflix, and they're having like a pay-per-view style show. So that's why.
All right, so that's what I heard, and I almost panicked. Oh shit! Like what?
Yeah, it's on Monday.
I'm thinking, I said to my man, what pay-per-view am I missing? They moved the Royal Rumble to February.
Yeah.
For fuck's sake, to do the ratings, I guess they want to go head-to-head with the fucking Super Bowl.
Yeah, which is surprising.
Also,
They would book
Randy
Rumble.
Orton is back.
Yeah, he's back for the WrestleMania run.
And he
he's gonna get a
he
WrestleMania.
RKO'd Miz.
That's like a given.
Yeah. Miz is usually the one that gets beat.
Now, I'm not saying that I don't. I mean, I do catch some highlights, but it has to be what I want to watch. Usually, I just catch up on the shit on Jim Cornette. Who has an omnibus about funniest moments, and they brought up the Ric Flair thing again, right? Where the Egyptian, along comes the Egyptian.
So hey, Vic Adams, welcome. Make sure you like if you haven't already. We're at 20, so but yeah, tomorrow will be Pro Wrestling Talk 8 o'clock. We'll discuss something. I don't know what yet.
Hopefully, we'll have it.
Yeah, and the second hour
we will discuss something that I heard on the Jim Cornette show.
Yeah.
I'll send you the link.
You
can talk.
Yeah,
to
General Wrestling Talk. Yes, because I have nothing going on. AEW had a pay-per-view last week, World's End,
and nobody fucking
ridiculous. Which MJF is the champion again. So like, yay! You know, they just the belt's being traded like a hot potato. Yeah, it's like being traded like a hot potato. That belt now.
Yeah, I mean it's worthless. They were talking about the awards store, North Koreans awards. I don't know where this was from. I don't remember this year. Oh, it's 2024, I think. So there's an award special for the North Koreans who gave the rewards to like the best wrestler, the worst wrestler, whatever. Guess who the worst wrestler was?
I don't remember who.
Who?
John Moxley. He got he clean sweeped it, like the worst promo, the worst baby face, the worst heel, the worst wrestler, the worst promo, everything.
Even though this is one of the things that happened on the pay-per-view, Moxley is now babyface. Even though last year he tried to kill wrestlers by putting a plastic bag over their head.
Yeah, they hated that.
He's a horrible heel. He's a horrible heel, dastardly heel all year. Now he's a babyface. And cutting babyface promos and stuff.
Angel, remember? Give it to me, D. Give it to the people. This is what you worked your whole life for.
Yeah,
I catch up on AEW on Jim Cornette show. I don't even watch the fucking shit.
It went from Moxley to Hangman, now to MJF. Samoa Joe, and then MJF in like 4 months.
Yeah.
So that belt's been traded like a hot potato, basically.
And of course, MJF has to make it worse by, let's hit fans again. First of all, you were never allowed to hit fans in the first place unless they hit you first. So if you want a lawsuit, MJF or whatever the fuck your name is.
This is not the territory days. We'll talk about this more tomorrow, but it's not the territory days. We can get away with that. Now as soon as you touch a fan, it's a lawsuit.
So if you want
Tony Khan doesn't
take AEW and go even further into the fucking drain, just like your fucking ratings are, go for it, MJF.
I would have
MJF. That's what Triple H is doing at WWE. So
I agree.
I agree. Yeah,
because that last match. I mean, John Cena's last match was just shit.
And that infamous foam him hugging John and just smiling, you know.
Yeah. A guy who lived on never give in, never give up, and he gave up.
Mm-hmm.
That was the shit. Yeah, that was shit.
And like I said before, he should have never left China. I mean, he and China were like a match made in heaven. That was
but he got in it with Steph, and that whole thing with Stephanie. Yeah, he wanted power. He wanted to marry the boss's daughter.
Yeah, he wanted to be champion. Because I don't think Vince ever put the belt on him if he didn't sleep with Stephanie.
Yeah, he literally would have stayed where he was after the whole curtain call thing.
Yeah, he wouldn't. Vince would never put the world title on him.
No,
if it wasn't for his relationship with Stephanie. So that's why he needed to do that in order to advance his career. But we'll get to that and a lot more tomorrow, because all I'll say to MJF is he's a moron because he's just causing legal liability to Tony Khan. He wants to hit fans, but we'll get to a lot of that tomorrow.
How about this? We'll start hitting wrestlers again and see if you motherfuckers can handle it, because you're only like, what, $189 soaking wet? Shit, I could knock you down. My kids could knock you down. How do you like that?
So, that'll do it for Angel in the afternoon this week. We'll
Alex, don't look happy.
we'll have another show next Friday at 7:00. Pro Wrestling Talk is tomorrow at 8:00. If you want to hang out with us and watch some wrestling clips, and so we'll talk general wrestling stuff because I got nothing. I literally got nothing specific. So I'm sure we'll mention Flair. I'm sure we'll mention that. I'm sure we'll mention the Jim Cornette clip Steph was talking about. I'm sure we'll mention a lot of that in the first hour. So make sure you check that out. We'll also probably preview the January 5th episode of Raw. I want to see CM Punk versus Braun Breaker for the world title.
And predictions.
And we'll do predictions for that show and those matches too. But yeah, that's all tomorrow. I want to thank everybody for watching this episode of Angel in the Afternoon. If you haven't liked, make sure you do.
What if Seth Rollins returns and attacks Braun Breaker?
Well, I don't know how to feel about that because I hate Seth Rollins. I hate him inside and out.
You hate everyone.
No, I like Braun Breaker. I like Braun Breaker. So fuck Seth Rollins at that point.
Yes.
No, I like Braun Breaker. I like Cody Rhodes and I like Killer Cross. Of course, I have a Kurt Hennig shirt, but I like Killer Cross. I do like Drew McIntyre. I do think he's being screwed around, even though that's kayfabe. It's supposed to be.
Did I read that his match with Cody Rhodes is a 3 stages of hell match?
Yeah.
What the fuck is that?
Yeah. Oh, so that's
basically
an old match from past. Isn't that just the 3rd match, Angel?
No,
it's a 2 out of 3 falls.
It's a 2 out of 3 falls match.
Ah, Jesus Christ!
But you get to name which match it is.
Yeah, each match is like a gimmick. The first match is like a regular 1-on-1 match. The
Well,
second
not
match is
always. Not always.
Yeah, but that's usually the way it works. The second match is no DQ, and the third one's a steel cage match.
So the history of that match, the first one happened at No Way Out 2001 with Stone Cold and Triple H. First match was a singles match. Stone Cold won. Then the next match was a street fight. Triple H won, and then steel cage. Triple H won after they both hit each other in the head, and Triple H landed on Stone Cold. But,
it happened to land on Austin. Yeah, it was.
And then the next 3 stages of hell match was Armageddon 2002, although it wasn't as good as the first one. But it was Shawn Michaels and Triple H. First match was street fight. Triple H won that fall. Then it was the steel cage, and Shawn Michaels won that one, and then Triple H. Then the next one was a ladder match, and Triple H won that one. It was the Reign of Terror.
Yeah, it's usually singles match, no DQ, steel cage match, but occasionally it changes, depending on what they're doing. But yeah, it's basically a 2 out of
third time there's the 3 stages of hell. That's only the 3rd time, right?
I think so. Yeah, that hasn't happened in years. Though.
Yeah,
but. Yeah, it's basically a 2 out of 3 falls match with gimmicks, basically.
Yeah.
So that's really what the 3 stages of hell match is. But we'll talk about this more tomorrow, but I really think that WWE should consider switching both world titles this week. Just to shake things up, because
I just wish they would bring back the old WWE title and the World Heavyweight title. Those are literally.
How about just one title? Why does it have to be 2?
Well, Roman Reigns had both championships for like 3 years, so that's probably what.
Do you want
to have
the title back?
Well, no, I want the heavyweight champion, like what we grew up with, Angel. I want the one heavyweight belt that Savage had, then Hogan had, then Warrior had.
Bret Hart
had.
I want the one that Triple H had.
Fuck Triple H.
Oh, the big gold belt. I like that belt. I thought they would bring it back.
That's the best title ever. That's the best.
But instead, they brought back like a cheaper version of it, with the WWE logo like huge on it. So, yeah. So I hope they switch both belts. I don't think Triple H is going to do that. He's far too conservative to switch the belts right then and there. But that's
just continue to visiting Trump. Every so
and rubbing shoulders with a pedophile.
Or he'll do that in 2020.
But that's not why Mick Foley said, I'm fucking out of here. No, it was fucking because he said something about Rob Reiner. Now, I like Rob Reiner. I liked, the Princess Bride, and I agree with Rob Reiner's politics. But for fuck's sake, you can't not say, hey, WWE, you may not want to, rub shoulders with pedophiles. That might be bad for business. No, they gotta. I'm leaving because of Rob Reiner.
Hunter, I guarantee you, Hunter's gonna get into politics soon. Because why is he hanging around Trump so much?
like Linda. You know, he's gonna quit
Maybe
WWE
they're both
and get into
pedophiles.
politics.
I
He's
still
gonna get
stand
into
by
Republic-
that it would have been more interesting if Stephanie McMahon got that job rather than Linda. Because Linda was already in the first administration.
Yeah, she was. So Stephanie's
could you
hanging around
imagine
Trump
Stephanie?
too, and the administration. Well,
But she become a pedophile too, because they're all pedophiles there.
all right. So we're gonna talk about all that tomorrow more deeply because that's the wrestling show. We're wrapping up this show. I want to thank everybody for watching. Get those likes, subscribe. INN delete 3,000 subscribers. Hopefully we can get there this year. We'll see. But yeah, I'm gonna see you guys next Friday for another episode, Angel in the Afternoon.